Papa, you at? Where my people at? Now, Pa, you at? Where you at? Where my people at? I need you to help me on this mission. Yeah. This is for my brothers trapped in religion. Open up your eyes, break out of that prison. This is for my brothers trapped in religion. Signed up to be the truth. You know he's on a mission. It's sad to see my brothers all so lost. It's sad to see you believe in things that's false. It's sad to see you believe in Jesus, but your logic breaks apart in 1,000 pieces. God killer, not gonna let that slide. You drowning in a myth, you had nowhere to hide. The HOK is a tough-ass environment where we trade blind faith for mental empowerment. I'll give you scriptures for your mind, this is the key. It's time to unlearn everything you believe. The house of consciousness, start looking within. That's where the real liberation begins. This is for my brothers trapped in religion. Open up your eyes, break out of that prison. This is for my brothers trapped in religion. Signed up to be the truth, you know he's on a mission. The HOK is more than just a place. It's the toughest environment where you check your faith. Bomb squad and pseudo killers who check your sources. Don't come in here fronting cause you leave with losses. The Bible written to break your spirit, built to keep you low, feeding you metaphors, stopping your growth. This is for my brothers trapping religion. Signed up to be the truth, you know he's on a mission. It's sad to see my brothers are so lost. It's sad to see you believe in things that's false. Saneta, 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 don't stop. Don't give up on us. Please sign it up. Please sign it up. Sign it up. Sign it up. Sign it up. Don't stop. Don't give up on us. Don't stop. Sign it up. Sign it up. Sign it up. Don't stop. Don't give up on us. Don't stop.
Awesome. Salam alaikum. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Jumbo. Ashe. Shalom. All the greetings of the darkest minds of the light. I am Napasha Da. I hope I'm coming in clear. I really hope I'm coming in clear. This isn't going to be long. Peace, right? Peace, my brother. Nice to see you here. I know this is late, but hey, as we see, some people are up at this time. This is the best time for me to do these things. So playback if there, aren't very many people looking at it. Now, I want to go over. I had been doing this stuff back in 2013, 2012, 2011. I think this one is from 2014. It's a video I did. And again, yes, I've brought it out before, but I want to bring it out again because it's important to remind people about what's going on in our environment. What do I mean by that? The actual environment, what is in the food, the air, the water, what is in it? Let me take this down. Good looking out, Shada. Okay. All right. So can everyone hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? Put a 1 in the chat. All right. So let's just get right to this video that I have on I have a channel called Phineas. It is a little wild. a while. It was back when I was a radical Hebrew Israelite. Even though it's a little wild, I'm talking about some of the rhetoric that I was using, because back then I wasn't allowed, according to that ridiculous doctrine, to teach. So I did like pages and pages of captions on the videos. Now, the information that's in the video was already something that was in me. They didn't teach me this. They didn't even know about it. I'm talking about the Israelite. And a lot of times they told me I was bug out and to leave that stuff alone. But I didn't. Obviously, I was very wise as the serpent. And so I'm going to show you some information about what are you now? I'm an Israelite still, but I said I was following. Let me be clear. I'm still a child. I'm still an Israelite, but I don't believe in the lies that were told about God's going to kill certain races of people. I don't believe in that. And I know it's not just about belief. I'm positive that that's not going to happen. We don't know who's who. That's why Christ says, separate the wheat from the tares at the end of when thing is ready to harvest. But I don't want to get into that right now. I did, because you're a good brother. I answered your question. I want to get into some stuff about technology, and that's what I really do. And then I kind of laid off of it, crazy, bug out, and all the stuff. But now here we are. We have AI. Yes, exactly. The Most High loves every organism. Yes, so great. So I'm glad we're on the same page. Now let's take a look at some stuff about smart dust, programmable smart dust. I have this video that I'm going to go over. It is on a channel that like I said, I have, and so wild, because we're inhaling this stuff, and I knew it already, but you know how make you sense that you know so much about it, and it's like you just can't handle it, so you just leave it alone so it won't drive you mad. So that's what happened with me with this whole situation. So I did a series about supercarbon. Basically, when you look at the scriptures, it talks about the beginning, and there's in the beginning, we know about dark waters. After the dark waters, we know about dust, correct? We know about, in the creation story, dust. And dust is very, very interesting. What's going on today? Programmable dust. Smart dust. It's spying on us, just like all our technology. It's in everything. The water, the food. It's even in the concrete. It's in the buildings. The flooring of it's in parks. It's in the grass. It's in the soil. It's in everywhere. It's in the sky. So let's take a look at it. We're going to be long. I put together a little with some clips to keep it interesting. I thought about reading the information, but I said, let me just go to my video and grab some stuff. And here we are. Okay. Oh boy, excuse me. Yes, it's late. All right. So
technique here. We want to make sure we get as much foam as possible.
Let's just start with programmable matter.
shape-shifting material that can transform itself in real time, changing colors and shape on demand. It sounds like special effects you would see in a sci-fi movie, but this is no illusion. Researchers at Intel teamed up with the academic community.
So this is so old. This is like from 2000. This footage is like from 2005, 2007. But I did this video in like 2014. I'm the one that put the caption about black goo. I have spoken about black goo before. That's when we go back to in the beginning with the darkness and the water. You know, we if you're familiar with things like you know what's going on in the dark abyss of the ocean, fulvic acid, things that are, and that's also on the surface too. It's not just in the ocean. But so I talk about black goo a lot, but this particular stream I'm doing, I want to show you about the smart dust and the programmable dust. This is stuff that's already been in the works. It's already out here. It's just that because everything is being so controlled and silenced. Yes, I have my tinfoil hat on. You don't hear anything else about it. Really, I mean, if you do some Googling and digging and research, it's there, but you don't see all this stuff on the surface, them talking about this, because they're using it to spy on you, invade your privacy, to invade and when I say invade your privacy, there is supposedly on the surface ethical debates and conversations. This stuff is already in the atmosphere. It's already in the food. So I'm just showing you that this is old footage. So imagine what's going on right now. Okay.
To make what they call programmable matter.
The basic idea is the notion that you could have a material that could change its shape or change its physical properties just by reconfiguring itself.
Forget about designing something in flat 2 dimensions. What about creating a 3D prototype of anything, even a car?
Open the doors, kick the tires, peek inside to see what it looks like, fit little dolls of, people inside of it.
This space age stuff is like putty in your hands. Programmable matter is still in the early developmental stages. But Intel's Andrew Chin says one day we may be able to morph objects on demand to fit our human needs.
Morph objects on demand. We already can tell. Look at everybody. Everybody's super genius now. All they do is go straight to ChatGPT. Tell me what this is. You see all over the internet. Just use AI to design whatever you need. AI will do it. So are you putting it together? So the programmable matter is already here. Now we have, before they introduce the programmable matter, like it's already out here, and it's they're kind of like showing you like, look what might come in the future. This is 2004, this video, not the one I created. That's 2014, but this footage is from way before that. So it's already here. We're already breathing it in. It's being controlled with radio towers. Yes, 5G and soon 6G will be completely controlling things. Once the 6G is going to come in about, they say 8 years, but that's not true. It's already around the corner. Once, they always test everything first in China. It's got the most people, China, Asia, India and China. So they're basically, I'm saying the creators of this technology, government, private sector, the cabal, whatever. They have this technology, and 6G will be where they can just say, make a human or manifest a rhino. This person's getting away. Put a brick wall in front of them, and it'll just boom, be there on the roads, especially the roads. The roads, all the concrete, all the asphalt, all the bridges, all of the infrastructure has programmable dust. It's smart dust. It's everywhere. And I'm not being crazy. I will read you some information. Guess where I got it from my research, but that's too boring, right? So we're going to go to good old Google and ChatGPT, and I'll show you that it's in the airports. It's in the asphalt. It's in the air. It's in your water. It's in the math. It's in your body. It's in your body.
So for example, I have a Bluetooth earpiece and it fits me great, but then when I put on my sunglasses, it doesn't fit anymore. Wouldn't it be nice if it could change its shape subtly, right, to all of a sudden match that? All of these things are possible with programmable matter.
Forget phone calls, forget video calls. I would be able to create a full three-dimensional Claytronic version of myself that could appear in front of you and give you a handshake or even a hug. The entertainment applications for this alone are astounding. Imagine playing a video game and the characters literally leap off the screen and become three-dimensional creatures in your home. And if this stuff becomes plentiful and cheap enough, we could have objects disassembling and reassembling themselves everywhere. Let's say I've got a bunch of friends coming over for dinner and I want to make sure I got enough seats for them. Well, I could use Claytronics to build the furniture right then and there. Then when my guests leave, I can have it disassembled back into those individual Catums and go into a vat for storage.
Programmable matter is already becoming a reality.
So it's already here. It's just not readily available to the public commercially, but it's the government's using it. And that's, of course, science is the government is using science to produce these microscopic dust particle programmable smart dust. Duh, that was redundant. Sorry. So this is obviously, these are clips from Mod TV. I don't even know if he still has a channel, but he's showing all the time. Movies show it. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to start reading some stuff, and then I'll be done. Just want you to have this. Carbon video. Yeah, it's in everything. It's in everything.
And we've been shown this stuff in Hollywood movies forever. Yet another instance of predictive programming. So now let's move on to smart dust.
This powder-sized chip, and that's a salt crystal. So this is a small thing. It's something called the Mu chip from Hitachi. It's the smallest commercially available.
And I'm almost positive, I have to double check, but there are even chips smaller than the Mu chip now. This is from Hitachi. This is decades. What is this? Over a decade ago? Yeah, like 12 years ago. This video came out.
Available RF.
Not my video that I'm doing, but the footage that I'm using in my video. Get it?
ID system in the world, and can be pulse powered by radio waves. It doesn't require a battery. You can literally scatter this stuff like dust or embed it into a sheet of paper. And you know what the really interesting thing about this technology is? This was commercially released 10 years ago.
So the person who's doing the video, I produced my video in 2014. The footage that I'm using where you hear the lecturer, the commentator, that was footage I got from 2005-ish, 4 or 5-ish. This person talks about it being available 10 years before that in the 90s. So obviously you can understand that this stuff is it's here. And we already know, we know about micro. I'm not even up here saying evil, bad. I'm just letting you know it's out here in your bodies. A lot of cancer research, a lot of, research and medicine that's being produced, a lot of pathological research on certain things that affect humans and other organisms, other animals, this is something good, right? Especially cancer. So we know about what's going on. I don't want to talk about the CVID and the VAXXX, but so I'm not trying to say fully, oh, this is so evil, but I am showing you, just like guns, I said it, but just like pew-pews, it can be used for good or it can be used for very, 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 very bad things. And so the unethical part of it is that they're not being, the powers that be aren't being fully honest with us and letting us know, hey, yeah, you're breathing in this stuff, and we got these 5G towers around, radio towers, and yeah, we can control the smart dust. The programmable dust is controlled powers. I'm not making this up. It's something that is factual. You will find them say, oh, hypothetically, yes. But come on. The stuff is, it's in us and it's out there. So let's finish listening.
So the inevitability of smart dust. So what is smart dust? Well, smart dust, of course, isn't a new concept. It originated with DARPA back in the 90s. And it's general purpose computing, sensors, wireless networking, all bundled up into millimeter scale sensor modes, drifting in the air currents, flecks of computing power settling on your skin, ingested, monitoring you inside and out.
But in the future, every square inch of every city will be alive with it.
This is old. It's not it's now. He's saying in the future, but this is now. This publication is from a few years ago, and I'm typing that caption in 2014. This publication is from a few years ago, but regardless of that fact, this is already reality and has been for at least a decade. So do the math.
Intelligence. Because every street and every building will have a network of microcomputers built right into them. Dr. Chris Piester calls it smart dust.
A smart dust particle or mote is a wireless sensor with sensing, computation, communication, and power in one package.
These all-in-one microcomputers will be small, very small.
The size of a mote today is about the size of a grain of rice.
They are way smaller than that now.
And we've shown that we can make the circuitry small enough.
We already saw the mute chip is smaller than a grain of salt. So
light enough that eventually it will be possible to make things. And we've shown that we can make the circuitry small enough and light enough that eventually it will be possible to make things that are on a sub-millimeter size scale.
A sub-millimeter size scale. A computer that is a sub-millimeter size scale. Guess what's happening? It's in you right now. We're breathing it in. I'm not fear-mongering. I'm informing. It's in everything. It's in everything. We are being monitored. We are being, in a way, controlled.
Tiny specks of computer smart dust will form a vast invisible network that can help manage the infrastructure of even the largest city.
Smart cities in the future will take this low power, inexpensive, small technology and basically distribute it everywhere.
These tiny computers record information about their surroundings, information they can send to other computers or to you. Smart dust on the tracks will monitor your commuter train so you know if it's running late. Potholes will be able to report themselves and warn your car, and you'll never have to wait for a radio traffic report again.
They're monitoring the flow of traffic and giving you alerts about what route is the right way to go to keep the traffic moving.
Well, we already know that, right?
Bridges will get a coating of smart dust particles that can warn us when they detect stress fractures.
We already have that. Not just bridges, sidewalks, city streets, buildings that you enter. So we think, oh, it's just ring cams and oh, it's just cameras. No, it's satellites. It's also in the actual infrastructure. It's everywhere. It's in your body. Anybody who thinks they can hide, no, this is really Big Brother. This is really, You know, the eye in the sky, just like that. I forgot that Will Smith movie, remember? And Mission Impossible, where Tom Cruise couldn't hide anywhere. We're here. It's now. And the smart dust is out there. This isn't fear mongering. These are facts. And it's just speaking about some stuff that people don't offer. We know, but we don't talk about. But I wanted to remind you. So this is going to play a little bit more.
Helping avoid deadly collapses. But Smart Dust will also allow buildings and streets to recognize you and respond accordingly.
You heard that? Yeah. Recognize you and respond. That's why I know when I see stuff like when that one United Health CEO was supposedly unalived by this guy who they have, you notice it's always someone with a blank. Whenever they accuse somebody of doing something, like the guy that they said they accused with Charlie Kirk, Lee Harvey Oswald, this guy that they said unalived he's supposed to be so good looking, he unalived the United Health CEO guy. They acted like they couldn't find him. That's a lie. They can find anyone. They see everything. Smart dust is everywhere. Cameras are everywhere. Yeah, but smart dust is everywhere.
I think increasingly, the environment will respond to who we are.
Allow buildings and streets to recognize you and respond accordingly.
I think increasingly, the environment will respond to who we are and adapt in consequence.
The city will know where you are if you want it to.
Your workplace will know you. Smart Dust at the entrance will boot up your computer. And Smart Dust embedded in the elevator doors will automatically ring your floor.
Smart Dust is going to sense the environment and allow us to improve the way that we live our lives. Smart cities in the future will take this low power, inexpensive, small technology and basically distribute it everywhere.
Potholes will be able to report themselves and warn your car, and you'll never have to wait for a radio traffic report again.
We already have cars that drive I don't know if you guys have Waymo. We have Waymo everywhere. There's like 1,000 Waymos everywhere you turn. My niece uses Waymo. I haven't really used one yet. We already have cars driving themselves. Of course the roads are linked to these cars. How are they going to be efficiently driving? You know?
They're monitoring the flow of traffic and giving you alerts about what route is the right way to go to keep the traffic moving.
Potholes will be able to report themselves. Potholes will be able to report themselves. Potholes will be able to report themselves.
Okay, so that's it for that one. I don't want to get any more into that because it's going to get a little technical. I'm talking about like bitumen and asphalt and stuff like that. I know that's probably. I can always go watch the. Stop sharing it. You can always go watch my other channel. All right. Thank you. So peace, immortal dragon. Yes. Enemy of the state. Thank you. And yes, sugar, the processed sugar is poison. And yes, it is in everything. Peace, tropical spice. Yes. I just want to read now some stuff really quickly. I know you guys are going to do your own research. Of course you are, audience. So it's late. However, I do want to read some stuff to you. Some stuff. All right. How about we start with just basically smart dust. Programmable dust, right? Each microscopic. This is just these are articles you can pull up on your own. You can go get all the scientific articles on it. Each microscope, this is an overview from AI, but it's a compilation of articles. It's not hard to find. The articles are linked. When you put in the information into ChatGPT, because the stuff that I have, there's boring long. I'm not for you guys. So, all right, get to it, Nepal. Okay, I will. Yes, smart dust is programmable. Each microscopic sensor or mote. I should share this with y'all. Go ahead and share the AI overview so everyone can read along with you. All right. Each microscopic sensor or mote, see, we just heard about the mote, right, in the video, contains a tiny programmable microprocessor that allows it to execute specific tasks, collect data, and transmit findings wirelessly. Programming and operation of smart. Microscale computing. Despite measuring a cubic millimeter or less, motes are equipped with miniaturized computers, memory, and sensors. That is amazing. Preset instructions. These devices are typically pre-programmed before deployment to measure specific environmental variables like temperature, vibration, light, or chemicals, and much more, though, much more. But that's, this is basic. Dynamic mesh networks. The particles function collaboratively. Ooh, I'm tired. Collaboratively in a distributed ad hoc mesh network. While individual motes have limited processing power and range, they are programmed to relay data across millions of nodes to a central hub. It's like a brain. If you think about it, like neurons. Get it? They're not literally neurons, but I'm thinking like I'm making an analogy. It's amazing. To the motherboard, they send the information back. So real-time communication. So this stuff is working like in real time. This stuff we're breathing in, and I will read some stuff about it being in the environment and eating and drinking. It's in your tap water. It's in your groundwater if you don't have a well that goes deep enough. And who knows how if they're putting it in the well water. Who knows? You know what I mean? So, real-time communication through ultra-low power radio, remember I said the 5G, or optical communication, even optical communication. Researchers can aggregate the data from the central hub to monitor areas that are inaccessible or too dangerous for humans. Yeah, like the inside of your brain, deep in your bowels. It's not too dangerous, but you see how they're like, oh, it's for if it's too dangerous, or if it's super, super invasive and you want to get in there and you want to monitor our heartbeat. It's like, imagine breathing in a polygraph test, like imagine breathing in a polygraph. That's what it is. It can monitor your blood pressure, your heart rate. As I said, it is used in science for good. They are curing cancers. They're healing people. They're monitoring people, for diseases and disabilities. And it's great. But on the other hand, not so great, right? When it's invading us, invading our privacy. All right. While individual units are constrained by extreme power limitations, yeah, right. I don't believe that for 1 second, okay? Not even for a second. When you mean extreme power limitations, we have 5G everywhere. We have, what are they called? All this electromagnetic, Jesus Christ, what are those things called, you guys? Those smart boxes. Yeah, the smart boxes outside your house. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'll look it up for you. While individual units are constrained by extreme power limitations, often using energy harvesting technologies like solar or thermal capture. So basically, this little blurb of AI wants us to say, oh, Yeah, this stuff is inside of everything in the environment, and then the energy source, like the towers, the smart boxes around us, all the tech we have in our houses. We think the Wi-Fi is just for us to be able to use for our computers and our devices. No, it's also for other things. You can call me a conspiracy theory if you want, but everything. I did that video in 2014, baby. 2014. In 2009, I was talking about impossible meat, but I wasn't calling it impossible meat because I was looking at how Bill Gates was so interested in flying toilets. Like, oh, we have to go and help these people in these countries that don't have sewage, proper plumbing for their sewage and their waste. And what he did, he wasn't saying that he was the owner and the CEO of Impossible Meat. People said I'm crazy, but guess what? Back then, I said that stuff that he's doing with those flying toilets. So basically, he was processing with other companies, processing the waste, the human waste, and making feed for cows. And of course, he's like, well, because of carbon footprint and I don't want methane gas. Okay, if you say so. But then that was before Impossible Meat came out. And then all of a sudden I was like, he's going to be feeding this too. He wants us to eat that. And people were laughing at me like, oh, you're crazy. Lo and behold, now there's this Impossible Meat stuff and everybody's eating it and thinking it's great. And oh, who wants an Impossible Burger? That for me is telling me that that's possible human waste and animal waste. Because if you didn't know, which a lot of people laughed at me when I said about the Japanese scientists, they said, that's not true. That's fake news. No, it wasn't. And they actually went to Snopes as if Snopes is honest. Oh, that didn't really happen. Yes, Japanese scientists found a way to turn fecal matter into actual edible food for humans. And it was called a POOP burger, a poop burger. Super expensive. This was back in 2008 or so, maybe 2000. I'm gonna say 2012, not 8. Yeah. So, just saying, I'm not like, oh, Nepal. A lot of people know about this, but a lot of people laugh and say, oh, this is pseudoscience. This is fake. No, it isn't. Right here, Smart Dust is real. So, yeah, let me stop sharing this and get on out of here. That's all I wanted to do is share that. What else did I was going to get some more. Wait, let me read this to you too. I want to read this. Smart Dust is bioengineering actively utilized, and it is, as I already told you about this. You saw the video, but this is like 2026 information. Okay, neural dust is also smart dust, and we know that it can be micrometer scale, wireless sensors, and microelectronic systems. In the biomedical and biological fields, these tiny autonomous devices are often referred to as neural dust. Isn't that interesting? I was also saying, remember, it's like neurons, neural dust. It is feeding information from our environment and from inside of our bodies, even from inside of our bodies, not just inside of your homes, not just inside of your world, inside of your body. It's taking it and it's feeding it into a hub, an actual information hub. And here we are. It's here. We are living everything sci-fi. It's here. So don't forget, we say everything sci-fi. all these movies like They Live and World War Z, all these series, The Walking Dead, the Fungus, that one's really like this too. All of that stuff is real. And what's going to happen? It's happening already. Because why are people, you look around and go, what the hell's wrong with people? Why are people doing these things? Like, what the hell? Why are they doing these things? Like unaliving people, just going out and a person sitting on the train, and then a guy just unalive. They'll say, oh, that's mental illness. Is it only mental illness? Or are some of these people being activated as Manchurian candidates? Just like I was trying to say about this guy who unalived the United Healthcare guy. I was talking about surveillance, and there's no way to hide because the smart dust is everywhere, and so are cameras. But also, some people are being activated. They're also being groomed, but they're being activated. I remember Prince, rest in peace, was telling a story about chemtrails would be sprayed over his neighborhood. People would start fighting. Oh, yeah, smart dust is in chemtrails. They don't even hide it anymore. They call it bioengineering. No, excuse me. Yeah, geoengineering. My bad. Bioengineering, of course, is with humans and the bodies, and geoengineering for the environment. They say they are trying to, control the climate because, yes, we do have the greenhouse effect. We do have global warming, unfortunately. So see the intricate web that's being woven? There's, we need to reduce our carbon. What's happening? We got the greenhouse effect. We got everything everything's heating up. The polar caps are melting. The glaciers are melting, and we got all this stuff going on. Yeah, because it's not just because of living organisms. Do we need to control some of the waste and the way we live? Of course we do. Of course we do. There's geoengineering, manipulation of every single bit of our environment and our world and our bodies. As often referred to as neural biosensors, bioengineers use smart dust for several key applications. Interfaces and electroceuticals. Researchers at UC Berkeley developed millimeter-sized batteryless neural dust that can be implanted into the body. Remember I said it's already being used? It can be implanted into the body, and for good, I said, and for healing people and trying to save lives, can be implanted into the body to monitor and stimulate nerve or muscle fibers in real time. Remember I said for disability, so it's just like a weapon, like a pupil or something like that. It's so you can't say, oh, it's so evil, it's evil. No, it's being used for good and for evil. It's very, very dangerous. Just like weapons, just like any weapon. Just like things that we call weapons can save lives, and it can also take a lot of lives. These devices communicate using ultrasound and provide a minimally invasive way to study organ function, control prosthetics, or treat disorders like epilepsy. That is awesome, right? Yeah, that's the good side of it. Localized diagnostics and drug delivery. Micrometer-sized particles made of porous silicon are highly biocompatible and can act as tracers in the bloodstream. We know that because they're using it right now, like I said, for cancer research and to help people fight cancer and other things. Bioengineers use these to monitor target or perform rapid biochemical assays directly inside an organism. So they go and they check everything out, gonna just look what's going on in there. They say, okay, and so obviously get it. Also, it's in you, and they're using it to look and see everything. Oh, is this person lying? Is this who do we need? Who's living and who should stay? Who's one of the useless feeders that's on the way out anyway, and they're not going to be a good worker. They can see all of that. Biodefense and environmental sensing. Beyond internal medical uses, smart dust technology is also engineered to detect biological threats. Nanoparticles with specific catalysts or biological receptors, they can be deployed to glow or change color when they bind to pathogens or toxins in the air or water. They can do everything. While there are many experimental and in vivo applications currently in development, researchers are continually working to improve biocompatibility, power delivery, and environmental breakdown of these microdevices. So there you have that. To explore clinical potential of these technologies, you can learn more about the neural interface research going on at UC Berkeley College of Engineering, or review broader implications of these medical micro devices at the National Center for Biotechnology Information. We got that. Thank you. That's great. Sounds good. So it's highly invasive. It is in our environment right now. It is dust. It is being controlled by basically radio waves and other as we read. And yeah, that's about it. 6G is coming. Can you imagine what's going to happen with 6G? Like, it's going to just be like 6G is proposed an upcoming sixth generation of mobile communication technology and the planned successor to 5G. Now, they're saying it's coming in about, it says 8 years, but current predictions suggest that 6G is somewhere in the region of 8 years away. Early commercial deployment has been estimated at either 2028 or 2029. That's not 8 years, ma'am, sir. That's 2 to 3 years, followed by the wider rollout sometime around 2030. That's 4 years. Although nothing has yet been set in stone, many countries are carrying out ongoing research into 6G technology, especially Asian countries like China, I think also Korea. Yeah. Crazy. China and South Korea are leading. They're leading the 6G network. Industry forecasts predict the first commercial 6G connections with the launch in late 2029. That's not 8 years. Dang. That's 3 years. With widespread deployment rolling out in 2030. Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's see what else can we find out. Why am I talking about 6G? Because with 6G, everything's going to come together. The AI on command, the smart dust, the neural dust, everything's going to come together. It is we're going to be all these sci-fi movies we've seen. It's just going to be even when we were younger, people like me drive cars that drive camera phones. I was telling my daughter, I was like, we're going to be able to just appear in front of each other. That's what's going to be work. That's what's going to happen. You will be able to do like a hologram, but it will be not a hologram. It won't be a hologram because it won't just be light, and it won't. You will be able to actually touch. It will be tangible. You'll be able to grab somebody. Just like wild, right? You can be like, I know it's not going to be Siri, but I'm just saying, Siri, I want Nia Long to appear alongside of me, and I want to go out and hang out with her to dinner with my family. And then she'll be like, "Hey, girl, let's go." Shout out to Nia Long. I love her. But you know what I mean? Like, just you'll be able to do stuff like that. Like, hey, you know how you have to call a car if you need a car? You won't have to do that. You'll be like, all right, hey, Siri, I need a sedan with a driver. I don't want to drive, so I need a sedan and a driver to manifest in front of me right now. And of course, you're going to have to vibe to it. Obviously, everyone, just like people with technology now, different people will have different levels of access, and then that thing will just manifest in front of you. It will happen. Laugh if you want right now. It's going to be possible. Peace, old account. So we will all be able to call you and have dinner with you as well. Yeah, we'll be able to do that with each other. Isn't that wild? Because think about it. We'll be able to do that with each other. And that's why it hasn't been readily available. Well, they're still building up the network. Like, I'm thinking 6G, that particular generation of technology, because it's not fully established into the infrastructure. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess I said smart dust is, but I'm talking about the links and how we will be able to do it. Now the car thing, no, that was kind of, down the line, but definitely people, yes. Because think about it. What I was going to say is we already have AI, brother monster. We have AI. You can do whatever people have deep fake AI'd me. They actually said, make Nepal look like Medea, kind of like an ugly old lady, and make her walk with a cripple. I'm not kidding. And they can do it on the screen. Get it? So you have to look at it from that perspective. We can't go, oh, that can never happen, because things we thought could never happen can happen with technology. You just saw if you watched it, it talked about programmable matter, programmable dust. The reason I used like the Bible, it said from dust. And of course, you can even look in science. We started out with the last universal common ancestor. If you subscribe to the understanding and you don't reject science, you can see that there was something that wasn't obviously an organism. Get where I'm going with this? It was, I can read, we can pull it up right now. It was before archaea, before bacteria. So that's why I'm trying to say that, like the dust, get it? But as life progressed, this is billions of years ago, but we can do it quick now. But as life progressed, there was like an explosion of all these organisms in like the Cambrian period, or I think it's era. I always mix that up. But the Cambrian, what was it? Oh my gosh, I'm so not okay. Like 500 million years ago. 500 million years ago. Let me pull the information up. I don't like doing that. I don't like just guessing. So let's see here. When was the last universal? That wasn't, the Cambrian came after the last universal common ancestor. The last universal common ancestor would be what I'm talking about. Dust. That's where I'm going with this. Okay, so that was 4.2 billion years ago, right? Okay. Luca was not the first living organism, but rather the most recent shared ancestor from which all modern bacteria, archaea, and eukaryotes came from. That's us. We're eukaryotes, right? So that's why I had to pull this up, because I don't want to mix it up. So the last universal common ancestor was an organism. Whatever for that particular organism, like the speck of life. Let me read it. Lifestyle. Luca wasn't the first living organism, but rather the most recent shared ancestor from which all modern bacteria, archaea, and eukaryotes came from. Okay, I was making sense and I backtracked. Lifestyle. It was a complex anaerobic microbe. Okay, right there. Stop right there. That's what I'm trying to say about the dust. Luca was a complex anaerobic microbe. I want to just keep on driving that home. Meaning there wasn't any oxygen available for it. It didn't have to survive on oxygen. It was a complex anaerobic microbe that likely lived in deep sea hydrothermal vents. It did not breathe oxygen. Instead, it survived on a diet of hydrogen gas, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Complexity. Rather than a simple primitive speck of life, now talking about this in correlation to this smart dust. Nothing's new under the sun. Get it? Getting at? In the creation story, dust. And so now we have created a dust, meaning humans. So rather than a simple primitive speck of life, research indicates that Luca possessed a surprisingly complex genome with around 2,600 protein encoding genes, and it harbored a rudimentary immune system to fight off viruses. Okay, Nepal, what are you talking about? This was a complex type of life. It wasn't just like, oh, that's just a speck of dust. Pew, just flick it off. Same with the smart dust. Same with the neural dust. Whatever they want to call it, programmable dust, smart dust. This particular dust that mankind has created mirrors what really was beginning in our history of life in itself and earth. It doesn't go against also what we see in the Bible because it talks about you came from dust. So now we have this programmable dust that we're going to be able to do whatever. They're already doing it. When I say they, those who have control of it, those who know, who have full access, and the creators of it, the scientists, the goals, they're like, okay, make this happen, make this thing manifest. We need a tank out there in the desert. Like Transformers, like transforming up, like Voltroning. I mean, I'm being kind of funny, but so what I was trying to say is, yes, we will be able to do that. Like, hey, I want to hang out with Michael Jackson today and, dance with him. If you have the access, I mean, of course, I'm saying like if it was all for commercial use, but it won't be. It won't be fully commercial. However, there will be some things that we can do. How do I know this? Because we can do it with AI right now. No one would believe that you could sit down and say, that you could sit down and say, P celestial jurisdiction. So, okay, no one would think that you could go to AI and say, hey, AI, I need to write a paper. Can you put all the information in? Can you write this paper for me? And it just puts it together. AI, I need a song. I want the song to, that's the same thing that's going to happen because we have what we know, is smart dust, neural dust, programmable dust, things that we can actually imagine and then they can be created. Yeah. So anyway, let me see what Immortal says. I said they had artificial pollen spread like 10 years ago. I believe you. Yes, of course they do. My allergies went insane like 2014, 2016. 100% believe you. Absolutely. So when all these when all these illnesses break out, like swine flu, bird flu, you get it, like all these things, you kind of sit back and go, yes, I know that these things naturally happen in life, but we as intelligent, conscious beings, creator beings, we sit back and go, oh, is that how the swine flu works? Yeah, guys, bring me that smart dust over here. I got something to make. What are you going to make? You'll see. I think I'll call it the Ovid, like sheep. Nobody wants to hear about the sheep flu. You're right. Maybe we'll put a C on it. Doesn't sheep mean Ovid? Let me look that up. I might be wrong. I think it does. Does it? No, it doesn't. I'm tired. I thought it meant sheep. What am I doing? Sometimes I do that, y'all. I get a little crazy. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? Oh, maybe it's not. What the hell? You know how you can go into what did I say? Ovid. Is it sheep? Somebody help me with that. I think I'm a little tired. Oh my gosh. Anyway, forget it. Scratch that. I might be right, but who cares? Who cares? You get what I'm saying, though. Y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what I'm saying. I don't want to say it too much. Oh, it does mean sheep? Oh, okay. I'm a little tired right now, but I wanted to put this out. I know it's late, but I still wanted to put it out. Let's see. Why is that doing that? Irritating me. Anyway, so that's about it, everybody. That's about it. I hope this is interesting enough, Probably got some people who are insomniacs or working late or just waking up. And that's it. I'll try to do another show, and maybe tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and end this and just let you know, yes, smart dust, also known as neural dust, also known as programmable dust or programmable matter. And people who have been experiencing Morgellons, and the CDC finally had to investigate it. Think of how many people were reporting it to where the CDC, they couldn't say, oh, it's psychosomatic. And they're still trying to say it's psychosomatic, but the CDC had to investigate Morgellons. What is Morgellons? Morgellons is a phenomenal condition / disease, ailment that many people, thousands and thousands of people were experiencing. Particles, hair-like fibers were coming out of people's bodies. Sores were showing up all over their bodies. Not just that, crystals, little pieces of inorganic matter, and some of it was organic as well. Well, I think they said it was like cellulose, which is like paper, like from trees. It was similar to cellulose. But what am I saying? These things were coming out of people's bodies. Part of me thinks too. Part of me thinks I sound like some Irish shit or something. Part of me thinks that it could also be made out of organic material, of course, like fungus, some type of fungus, Anyhow, Ovis. Let's see, Ovis. I saw from Latin, but it was Google Translate. Oh, I don't know. I might have been wrong about that one. You did? You just got off, Brother Monster? Okay, cool. Hope you have a good morning, evening. All right, guys. Peace, new mindset, livism. I try to say that correctly. Came in late, had to rewind. Yeah, came across Smart Dust around 22. About, see, this new mindset. Can I just call you new mindset? Because that livism, new mindset livism says that Smart Dust has been around since 2000. Absolutely. I'll try to do more of these, because yes, we like to talk about ancient writings. I love to learn about things, see how I could relate it to the Bible, and we love to talk about mainstream science and, university science and medical information and everything wonderful. And we also like to talk about social things like social issues, what's going on with politics. However, we need to talk about more of this stuff, right? Everybody knows that. Peace and love to everyone. Get some rest if you haven't rested, or just if you're just getting home or just waking up. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the peacefulness of this hour. Especially if you're around 3 o'clock, if you're in the United States and it's 3, some of y'all might be triggered. It's called the witching hour. But it's just like the peacefulness of the night and the darkness enveloping you, taking you into yourself. That's why I say the darkest mind's the light. The darkness like of the womb, the darkness of the soul, the dark night of that's supposed to be like the darkest, most, your barest struggle. But just the darkness from within, I'm talking about the good darkness. And then when you go deep and within yourself, I always say you're enlightened. I wasn't trying to fearmonger when I said it's inside of us, it's around us, because we are the masters. We are the gods of ourselves. Just as things can be controlled by something, you control yourself and whatever enters your body. It's easier said than done. I get it. Everybody struggles with certain health issues or maybe psychological struggles, even behavioral issues. However, I'm about to get about to talk a little bit hippie-ish. So we're all a part of the universal mind. If you don't believe in God, I say the universal mind of God. If you don't like that, if you're struggling and you say, I'm an atheist, just stay with me. All truly, I just told you we're all connected with the smart dust, right? So how can it just be the smart dust that connects us? There's something beyond that. We are all connected in the universal mind of God. We are all in this one body. It is truly, in ancient writings, in the scriptures, says we are one body. Some of us reject it. Some of us are like in the body and are, toxic, not the, maybe not doing too well, maybe a pathogen. Yes, that can be a part of the body. I'm talking about functioning within, but we're all connected. Why are you saying that, Napa? Because when I started talking about being in a dark night and just sitting in that peacefulness and going within yourself, that's when you really say, hey, even though I'm just connecting with myself, you think you're connecting with yourself in meditation and in peace and quiet, but you're really connecting with the entire consciousness of. And you're all connected. Even the toxic people, when I get out there and I say dirt rock, I talk about dirt rock. The dirt rocks are connected to us too. The dirt rock is like, they're like the cancer. Okay. So we got to get the dirt rock out and let new cells form. And that's not an invading pathogen. That's actually your actual body. So that's a better, instead of me saying like disease, like you can look at us all connected, and then the people who are toxic and harming are like the cancer. Something happened in the body, in the universal mind of God, where we decided, me. I don't have to think about anyone else. I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. That's what a cancer cell does. I'm going to keep on doing, I'm reproducing. No, hold on. You're not doing what the healthy body wants to do. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Just keep on doing, keep reproducing, keep on growing. Those cells are out of control. Well, I walked away and I came back and now they're here. Just, I don't know what to do. We got to cut them out. But they're still a part of us. And before they become cancer, I wish we could just take them and just stop them and say, hey, wait, hold them by the face and say, what's going on? What do you need? No, I know. What do you need? And that goes back to childhood with adverse childhood experiences. Oh, wouldn't it be great if we could just, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could go and just take every child, every horrible adult that's out there now, wouldn't that be nice if we could go back and take them as children and say, no, I'm taking you out of this situation. I have counseled people and done that. It's like regression visualization therapy. Like you say, oh, right, I know that happened to you when you were 5 and you're 30 now. It's a type of like, also you can use hypnosis. You say, let's go back to that child and let's save them from that situation. You can look at it as like a kind of time travel. And people say, oh, well, I can't turn back time. But you can, in your mind, experiencing that, even if you may be 30, you keep experiencing trauma from your childhood. So yes, you can go in your mind, theoretically, get what I'm saying? You can go in your mind, since it's already still real to you, and go back to that person and say, hey, when that situation takes place, I can get the scenario, like let's say like a little boy, you know, his mom's at work and he's 8 years old and he has to watch his 5-year-old sister and his 3-month-old baby brother. That stuff is happening to kids. Inappropriate parentification with latchkey children. Yeah, it's really sad. So you could go back and say, hey, let's go back to that moment when you were looking in the refrigerator for food to give to your little 5-year-old sister and you couldn't find anything. So you ended up just giving her like, you know, an applesauce cup that you got from school. And you didn't eat. And you could take that person back and say, listen, okay, now we're here. What do you want to give that little boy? I want to give him, you know, I want to make him some food. Okay, we're going to make him some food. What do you want to make him? I want to make him some spaghetti. You can really do that with people. I kind of went off on a tangent, but my point is, wouldn't it be nice if we could go and heal people and rescue children from adverse childhood experiences? I'm talking about the smart desk stuff and about being able to create. We can collectively come together. I'm going to say pray, but you don't have to look at it as prayer if you don't like prayer. We can put that thought out there that we will be able to go let people go back and rescue themselves as children from ACEs. Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful if we could use that technology to do that? Just like, okay, I'm going to make a whole scenario where, like when you saw on the video where the guy said you can create furniture, you create the entire, just like an AI. I was talking to Zion Warchild, and he said in AI, he entered in, like he wanted to recreate his grandmother and his grandfather's home and talk to them. And he recreated that in AI. And he was just flabbergasted that it looks so similar and reminiscent to what he remembers as a child, what he had as a child, right? So imagine if we could take these things that have been created to control us, and we could say, you know what, I'm going to create a scenario of you, and I want you to go back and help that kid, rescue that kid from that abuser. Go in there and grab that kid, and that would heal so many people. All right, I haven't looked in the chat because I know somebody's probably in there saying, she crazy. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. This is good stuff, y'all. Let's see what. Nothing beats tribalism. Peace Asiatic. We live in socialism. It's pretty normal. God is undeniable. Or where we are from. Old Account. Let's see what's said here by Old Account. Old Account says, if like we think there is all knowing and doing God, then no regret, sis. Stress kills. All we have is our fact-based beliefs that it's all for a reason. Yes, thank you. I like that. All right. Listen, you guys, thank you for being here. I know I don't have if I do keep on coming in here consistently, right? I'm going to get more people coming in. I just have to be consistent. It's my fault. I haven't been consistent. I will. I'm not discouraged by, it's the quality before the quantity. So if I could imagine if I could have the people who are like this kind of audience, and then you go and find people who resonate with you and as audience members, and then you bring them in, or they just find out. It'd be great to have like 10 times the amount of quality audience participants when I go live to talk to people who resonate. Get it? Remember I said the universal mind of God, the darkest minds of the light. Y'all understand what I'm saying, right? I'm on my second wind. Who knows what slap happy is? Who knows slap happy? I'm getting slap happy. When you're super tired and then you just get like this like upbeat, bubbly, like fun mood. But I gotta close it down. Peace and love. Send out positive energy, prayers. Y'all, if you know me, I believe in the Most High God, the Father, the Mother, and the Child, which I call God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. Yes, I am a Christian. I love Jesus, Yahushua, Yeshua, whatever. I love Jesus, but I'm not the type of Christian that condemns people. And I'm glad that I stopped doing, even when I became like a born again Christian in like the 90s, I was so judgmental of my friends. Like I always tell the story, like I had friends who were Hindu, and I was like, oh my God, I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry you're going to burn in hell. That's crazy. That is not what Jesus wants. But I'm glad I'm not in that anymore. I'm not in a mindset of hating people and condemning people. I'm in a mindset of really wanting to like love and just have us all connect to in one, like I said, one universal mind of God, and everything will be beautiful. So that was a lot of mushiness. I ended this stream talking about technology. Now I'm in my pseudo hippie mode. Oh well. All right. Peace and love, everybody. I hope, and yeah, peace to the darkest minds of the light. Thanks for being here.